everyone. So this is relative frequency part 1, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through with you a question where you have to work out the relative frequency of getting a particular outcome, discussing which are the better relative frequency probabilities, which one's the better one, and then what would an estimate be if we were to in this case spin the spinner more times. Okay, so this links to the work that you're doing today. Okay, so let's get started. So let's read it first. It says a triangular spinner has sections coloured white, green and blue. Okay, so they're all equal, so it's not a biased spinner. Okay, it's a fair spinner. Okay, it says the spinner is spun 20 times and the colour it lands on each time is recorded. So they've recorded what it lands on. Complete the relative frequency table. Now this is just the same as working out what the probability would be of getting the particular colours. Okay, so what you need to remember is that the bottom, so the denominator, is what it's out of, so how many trials there were, okay, or how many times the experiment happened, or how many times they spun the spinner. Okay, so it's out of 20, each of these. Okay, and basically all you need to do is count up how many of each colour there are. So white, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 5 out of 20. Green, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then blue for the last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's just double check that that makes 20. Well, 5 add 9 is 14, plus my 6 is 20, so that's right. Okay. All right, so that's just writing the probability. Okay, so then the next part. These are the relative frequencies after the spinner is spun 100 times. Okay, so this is what ends up happening. Okay, so you can see that he got a white 21 times, he got a green 52 times, and a blue 27 times. So it says now, which of the two relative frequencies for white is the best estimate of the probability of the spinner landing on white? Give a reason for your answer. So out of these two, which would be the best probability? Well, the best probability would be this one here. Okay, and remember I talked to you about this last week. Okay, so you would write the best probability is 21 out of 100 because the experiment, you can put experiment or whatever you want, has taken place more times. So basically the probability is more reliable. The more times you do the experiment, the more reliable the probability is. Okay, so that's what I said to you last week about relative frequency, that it always comes back to. So you'd end up doing something like this, and then you'd have to say what the best probability would be. And it's always the one when it's been the most amount of times that they've done the experiment. Okay, right, so the last part is the spinner continues to be spun. Estimate the number of times the colour blue will occur in 2,000 spins. Okay, so we're going to use the better probability out of the two, okay, which is our 27 over 100. Okay, so I do 27 over 100, and all I do is multiply it by the number of times we're saying that it's being spun. Okay, so you can do this on your calculator, I don't mind. So I'm going to do 27 divided by 100 times by 2,000, and it gives me the answer 540. You could write it as a fraction. You could write 540 out of 2,000 if you wanted to. You wouldn't write it here because it's not out of 2,000 here. You could write it separately, but you don't have to. You can just leave it as 540. Okay, so we would expect to see 540 blues if we spun the spinner 2,000 times using this probability. Okay, so have a go at today's task and I hope you get on okay.